Hello everyone, I'm Aaron, a birding naturalist. Welcome to my channel and welcome to my patio. Do you like backyard birds? Do you feed hummingbirds in your backyard? Would you like to? That's what we're talking about today. How to make hummingbird food, how to set up a hummingbird feeder, what you're looking for, some pros and cons, some tips and advice, that kind of thing. Let's get into it. Bringing hummingbirds into your backyard is fantastic. They're wonderful birds. They're bold. They are sometimes aggressive. They really go after food. Very food motivated. Really fun birds to bring to your yard. And they're really easy to attract. Making hummingbird food, super simple. Putting up a hummingbird feeder, super simple. So, you only need a couple things. You need a hummingbird feeder. I like this one because it actually has a little well in the middle where you can put some water in, which will stop ants and other creatures from finding the sugar water that we're about to put in here. Which brings me to the other things you need. You need sugar and water. Now, your ratios can be kind of flexible, 3 to 1, 4 to 1. I'm using 3/4 of a cup of water and 1/4 of a cup of sugar. Pretty darn easy. Take the water, take the sugar, pour the sugar into the water, and get it to all dissolve. Now, some people boil this mixture, which is fine, totally works. The advantage is that sometimes we'll kill off any bacteria that's in the water, any bacteria that might be in the sugar. Really sort of sets the whole stage back to zero as much as possible, so that when you put this up, it's as clean as it possibly can be for as long as it possibly can be. It isn't entirely necessary though, as long as you're going to really stay on top of your feeder care. I change my feeder about once a week, and I keep track of it very closely daily. So as long as you keep tabs in it, it's fine. You don't have to boil it. Once all the sugar is dissolved in the water, which just about is, you just pour it into your hummingbird feeder, and then you hang it up someplace where you can watch the hummingbirds come and enjoy this wonderful bounty of calories that you are providing for them. Pretty exciting. Now, you will notice one thing that is not in this mixture, that I have not put in this hummingbird feeder, and that is any kind of dye. A lot of people at bird food stores, for example, or people who make hummingbird food will include dye in their mixtures. Don't do that. The dyes, even natural food dyes, are not good for birds, are not good for hummingbirds. So, water, sugar, that's it. And then you can hang it up someplace, maybe near a window, someplace where you can see it, and someplace that's sort of got some space around it. You don't want to hang it in a tree with lots of branches that are really close to the feeder, because the hummingbirds are going to want some space to come in and feed. Some hummingbird feeders have a little rail, like mine does, so the hummingbird can actually perch on it while it's drinking. Some hummingbird feeders do not have this, and the hummingbird has to hover as it dips its beak into the hummingbird feeder. Both of them are completely fine. Hummingbirds naturally hover feed extensively, so it's not like it's a bad thing. You're not harming them in any way. So really it's up to you and your preference, whichever one you like. Things to watch for in a hummingbird feeder are, like I said, that well around the stem or whatever it's going to be hung from, because one problem that will happen sometimes is ants may discover the sugar in your hummingbird feeder, and then they take over, they'll clog it all up, the ants die in there. It's very unpleasant. So, something that keeps the ants away from the water with all that sugar in it, excellent. You want something that's going to be really easy to clean, because you're going to have to clean this pretty frequently. So pick a design, pick a structure, something that screws together or opens or closes in some way that's easy for you to get in there and give it a really thorough cleaning. I usually clean mine with just a good scrubbing of soap and water, and it's good for a week. The reason it's good for a week is that you have sugar water in there, not refrigerated, just out there at room temperature. Bacteria is going to start to grow. Fungus, molds and stuff are going to start to grow. And so you do want to keep really close tabs on your hummingbird food, which is something also to sort of think about when you're deciding what hummingbird feeder to buy. You want to make sure that the container where the food is going to be sort of held, the reservoir, is clear, so that you can see if there are any kind of black spots or any kind of cloudiness or any kind of stuff floating around in the food. If you see anything like that, take your feeder down immediately, clean it really thoroughly, remake some fresh hummingbird food, and put it back up. That fungus or that bacteria can also be really problematic and sort of toxic to a hummingbird and can be really hard for them. So don't feed them spoiled food, right? And other than that, that's it. Hang your hummingbird feeder, wait for the hummingbirds to find it, and then enjoy the company in your yard. Let me know in the comments if you have done this, if you have hummingbird feeders in your yard, if you have any special tricks for keeping ants away from your hummingbird feeders. And yeah, we can all learn a thing or two about bringing birds into our yard and keeping them healthy and happy. So thank you very much for the view. Until next time, enjoy the natural world.